The unthinkable betrayal. Team UAE has done it again. Just when everyone thought they might be capable of strategic thinking, they decided to make the move that will haunt them for years, letting Juan Ayuso leave, not quietly, not tactfully, but in the most eyebrow-raising way possible. The explanation? Differences in vision and alignment with the team's sporting philosophy, which, if you decode corporate speak, basically means we don't know what we're doing, but we have oil money, so we're going to pretend this is fine. Ayuso wasn't just a rider, he was Pogačar's right-hand man, the rider who made the climbs less terrifying, the sprints more controllable, and the races less, well, let's face it, less losable. Think of him as the Watson to Sherlock, except Pogačar is the brilliant detective on two wheels, and Ayuso is the guy quietly doing all the legwork that actually makes the victory possible. Now, with Ayuso gone, Pogačar is trying to cobble together a support structure that doesn't exist. Other teammates will help, sure, but no one has the same chemistry, timing, and tactical sense that Ayuso brought to every stage. You can throw millions at a replacement, but you can't buy intuition and absolute loyalty. The timing of the announcement made things even worse. During the Vuelta a España rest day, Ayuso was told that he was out, 30 minutes before the press release. You can practically hear the gears grinding in Pogačar's brain as he thought, wait, what? That's it? The decision was abrupt, poorly timed and devastating, not just for Ayuso, but for Pogačar himself. The fallout. Pogačar's world didn't collapse overnight, but it certainly tilted on its axis. Suddenly, the climbs that once felt manageable with Ayuso pacing him felt steeper, longer, and infinitely more lonely. Sprints where Ayuso would maneuver him into the perfect wheel, saving him energy and positioning him to strike at just the right moment. They now became a chaotic mess. And while Pogačar gritted his teeth and continued riding, the fans and pundits were merciless. Quote, "How do you replace Ayuso?" became the mantra across social media. Quote, "How does UAE think this is a good idea?" In a world where everyone has an opinion, Team UAE had just provided an endless supply of material. Meanwhile, the management probably assumed money would solve it. Sign a big-name domestique, buy a young talent, spend whatever it takes. But that's the thing. The combination of skill, trust and timing that Ayuso had with Pogačar isn't for sale. No amount of cash can replicate that partnership. And yet, somewhere in the glossy offices of UAE Team Emirates, someone probably sat there thinking, we've got the money, what's the problem? Pogačar's turmoil. Without Ayuso, every climb, every sprint, every tactical moment in a race became a minefield. On the mountain stages, Pogačar would glance back, half expecting Ayuso to be there, pacing him, managing his energy, and subtly warning him when the attacks were coming. But there was no one, just him, the wind, and the endless peloton of competitors who suddenly smelled vulnerability. Pogačar's expression during these stages has been telling. Frustration, isolation, and a hint of sadness, because this wasn't just a tactical loss, it was personal. Ayuso wasn't just a teammate, he was a confidant, a partner, and someone who understood every nuance of Pogačar's riding style. Losing him wasn't like losing a domestique. It was like having half your brain ripped out while still expecting to perform at 100% on the test that you have for the next morning. It shows. In the races following the departure, Pogačar struggled more than usual to manage positioning, energy conservation, and attacks. His usual smooth domination of mountain stages and controlled breakaways became punctuated by moments of hesitation. Without Ayuso's steady hand and tactical insight, the brilliance that made Pogačar untouchable now required twice the effort to maintain. Tactical disaster. Ayuso's absence reveals itself most brutally in the way races unfold. On the climbs, he would set the perfect tempo, ensuring Pogačar saved energy for the decisive attack. In sprints, he would maneuver Pogačar into the right wheel, block wind and communicate the timing for the final surge. Layman's terms, he basically made Pogačar's life infinitely easier, and their combined execution made them unstoppable. Without him, everything is reactive. Pogačar is forced to respond to competitors, guess when to push, and hope that positioning falls in his favour. And in professional cycling, luck is never enough. Team UAE probably assumed they could find a replacement, a strong rider, someone with raw power, but no one comes close to Ayuso. To find someone even within a fraction of his ability, they'd need to spend tens of millions, and even then, the chemistry with Pogačar can't be bought. It's built over years of racing together, understanding subtle cues, gestures, and instinctive timing that defines elite partnerships. The result is that Pogačar is now racing under pressure, not just from competitors, but from circumstances. Every missed timing, every poorly placed attack, every moment of wasted energy is a reminder of what he lost when UAE let Ayuso go. Memories, wins, and the bond. Now, let's remember what Ayuso and Pogačar got so special over. Their partnership has been a masterclass in racing intelligence and mutual understanding. Take the 2024 Tour de France mountain stages, for example. On one pivotal climb, Ayuso set the pace perfectly, allowing Pogačar to conserve energy, timing his attack to perfection. The stage win wasn't just about raw watts, it was about reading the competition, pacing, and trust. Or consider the sprint stages at the Dauphiné. Ayuso's positioning of Pogačar's two wheels back from the breakaway, conserving energy while keeping rival riders guessing, resulted in stage wins and podium finishes. Without Ayuso, these victories would have been requiring way more effort, and the outcome could have been very different. Their friendship was more than professional. They shared jokes, communicated with subtle gestures during races, and developed an almost telepathic understanding of each other's strengths and limitations. Ayuso knew when Pogačar was cooked on a climb, when he could hold back, and when he could unleash maximum effort. The trust between them transformed physical power into tactical brilliance. Even off the bike, their bond was evident. Post-race interviews often featured shared smiles, laughter, and mutual respect. Fans saw a team dynamic that was rare in professional cycling. Two young stars perfectly aligned in skill and mindset, elevating each other to levels that neither could reach alone. UAE's decision to let Ayuso go doesn't just affect Pogačar in the moment, it affects every strategy, every race plan, and every fan expectation moving forward. The empty space left timing, the mental support, and the tactical genius that Ayuso provided. Pogačar now races with one hand tied behind his back, and everyone who watches knows it. The losses they've shared, the wins they've celebrated, and the moments of brilliance they've executed together define their careers. From cobbled classics to grueling mountain passes, from strategic attacks to perfectly timed sprints, the Ayuso-Pogačar duo was a force of nature. Every teammate substitution, every strategic shift, and every race UAE tries to plan without Ayuso now feels like a gamble, and a very expensive one at that. In hindsight, the decision seems reckless to me. The public sees it, the fans see it, and Pogačar feels it every time he pedals uphill, every time he launches for a sprint, every time he needs the intuition that Ayuso supplied effortlessly. UAE may have thought that they could replace him, but money doesn't buy years of experience, trust, or a mind that perfectly complements another. And so, as the season continues, the story is clear. Pogačar races on, brilliant as ever, but missing the critical piece of his puzzle. What's your opinion on all this? Comment down below and leave a like on today's video for good luck. Also guys, subscribe to my channel if this is your first time here. By clicking the red subscribe button down below, you'll be kept up to date with all of the latest cycling news, all of the latest cycling drama, and of course all of the latest cycling results. I'd be interested to see what you guys think about this and to give your honest opinions.